Welcome to Color Fucking Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective. I am your host, Lance. My good homie, the whole co-host, Jordan.
Yo.
We back. You're going to see this before Christmas. By the time you're looking at this, we came ready for Christmas in our nice
our Christmas fits on. Yeah.
Shout out Malcolm.
Shout out Malcolm for the Christmas fits. I got my reincarnated as a slime, Rimuru-sama.
Yeah.
Because he's the GOAT.
You got him here too.
I do. I got him here. I got a figurine at Box Lunch. This is his humanoid form, and this is his slime form. Because he's the GOAT. Yeah. He starts off as a slime, and he's OP, and he has a humanoid form. Right. If you have not watched Reincarnated as a Slime, you missing out.
Yeah, like I told you, I'm definitely
comedy, top tier action. It's an isekai, but top tier isekai. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm definitely going. I got to get on that in the holidays, and of course, I'm wearing a good old Bleach.
Yes.
Joint. This here. Oh,
that's the one.
You probably ain't gonna be able to see you ain't gonna be able to see the detail from here, like on camera, maybe, but it's like 8-bit Bleach, and that's super dope. Fire. And of course, with Bleach being out right now, which is so good. Lord have mercy. But yeah. So the reason we are so unhinged and happy is because we are talking about this past year, and we're gonna. What I wanted to do is talk about anime shows and things that we reviewed previously that folks who haven't probably been rocking with us at the beginning of the year, or who have, that they probably need to go back and watch, or some conversations that we had that were like, yo, this was dope. And I mean, I guess we've never done this before, so I guess you can go back all the way back to the beginning of our show if you want. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. Stay here, stay listening, stay watching, and we're going to get you caught up. I guess the first one I'll throw in here, and this is before numbers, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in Dr. Stone.
Okay.
Dr. Stone. I'm still not caught up on season 2. I think I watched the first couple episodes of season 2. Or season 2. But Dr. Stone, if you've never watched that show, it's one of the most.
It's great.
It's like
so great.
What do we call it? It's like anime Bill Nye the Science Guy, like pretty much. Almost like in a way. Bill. And then there's some like history in there and stuff like that.
It's funny because I just remember when it first came out, because I never read it. I just remember when the anime came out, everybody was like, "Oh, they teach you how to make a bomb."
Yes.
And I was like, "What?"
Right. That's misleading.
And I was like, I wasn't that kid. I didn't enjoy science class in high school. Right. So I'm like, I really don't care about science in my anime.
Right.
But I started watching it, and low key, in the first episode, I was hooked. Yeah. Because Senku is great. He explains it in a way that is informative, but it's also hilarious at the same time.
Yes.
And the little animations that they do are super hilarious. His dad is his dad's a dumbass, but he's so funny.
But back to the animation, bro, they're explaining complex concepts through little when they talk about, my favorite part, how to make a record, how to make a vinyl record. Right.
Which is crazy.
This is a very simple way to explain something that's a little more complex.
Yeah. And
just thinking about how, people had to record on vinyl records in this, early, 60s and prior.
Facts.
Is insane to see them explain how to make one. But how about you? I'll toss it to you.
Man, I think going back, I'll go back on one because we reviewed an anime and then we reviewed the live action, so the Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, here and here.
Because Cowboy Bebop, so we reviewed the anime because the anime is a classic. It's timeless. It's a lot of people have Cowboy Bebop in their top 10 as far as favorite animes.
Yeah, I do.
And then, and then the live action was just not that. It wasn't it.
Yeah. What's the opposite of dope?
Nope.
That is the live action. Right.
So, I mean, it was flashy, but it didn't really have any heart.
Right. Yes. It's almost, actually, you know how I feel about the Cowboy Bebop live action? I feel the same way that Jay Stoops feels about Wednesday. Jay Stoops is TikTok.
Right. Yeah, sure.
So they didn't care. They didn't get what made any of the anime captivating, so they didn't care to even try to translate. Yeah. Only thing they translated was the music.
Yeah.
A couple of the storylines.
They got right. The music.
Yeah. Music is, because, the original composer.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think that's so polarizing. It's like the show amazing, the live action. I would never wish watching that on my worst enemy. I just don't. Like, I'm not going to make you sit through that. So avoid that one. But that was a really dope discussion because I think
for sure.
When we were watching that, a lot of people in the comments and stuff also were like, yeah, we definitely understand where you're coming from. What's your
next one?
Yeah, let me go ahead. Actually, okay, since they're next to each other, I'm going to sneak two in at once.
Okay.
Fruits Basket.
Okay.
Which, for me, was an anime that I ended up liking that I didn't think I would end up liking at all.
Yeah.
Because it was not, I did not suggest watching it.
That was Chris's idea.
It was Chris's idea, but I enjoyed that show. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
It's because it's, what, is it technically a slice of life?
It's a slice of life.
And for anybody that's watched our show for any length of time knows that Lance and I aren't a slice of life folks.
Not really. Get right to it. Get to the action.
Right. Let me see some blood. Let me see some guts. Like,
power up.
I want to see the fisticuffs.
Right.
Like, let these niggas fight. Like, but yeah. So like we reviewed a few slice of lives, and like I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with them because like there's a couple that we've reviewed that I really liked. Like I liked Carol and Tuesday a lot.
Carol and Tuesday was great.
Your Lie in April was really good.
Your Lie in April, the story was very captivating.
It was, and like man, them twists, bro.
Oh, so I was so mad.
Yeah,
in the end, I was like,
me too, man. Yeah, so Your Lie in April was dope. Fruit Basket missed the mark for me, honestly.
Yeah.
What was the other one that we watched? We reviewed another slice of life one that I wasn't a fan of that one either.
Yeah.
Watched like a handful of episodes and I was like, yeah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't the one.
It's but I enjoyed the conversation we had around it. The other thing I'm gonna throw up here is since it's right next to it, and I'll toss it back to you, of course. Tokyo Revengers, of course.
Oh yeah.
Of course. I mean, but we all kind of knew that was gonna be cold.
Another season's coming out soon.
Just confirmed the new season.
Yeah.
I think it's not too far along. I think it'll be in a few months.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's coming up.
January?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a few months. That's next month. It's not that long.
Christmas is next week, bro.
But Tokyo Revengers is like for all the right reasons. It's like Grease / it's like a serious Grease / like it's isekai, but it's like crime drama. It does a lot, and it does a lot of things really well. And I think they do a really good job of having, like, everybody you have sympathy, a little bit of sympathy for a lot of folks that are in here.
Yeah.
These gang members, these hoodlums. But yeah, shout out to Tokyo Revengers. What you got?
So I'll talk about another one that I was triggered about.
Let's go.
With the youth. Promise Neverland.
Promise Neverland.
So Neverland. So we reviewed really early on in our podcast, actually, the first season.
Yep. We didn't get to go back to second season.
First season was immaculate, bro.
Top tier.
Like, it was fantastic. Like watching. So I hadn't actually read. So I started watching the anime before I started reading it, and I loved the anime so much that I went back and I read the manga, and the manga's still one of my favorites. Like it's top 10 favorite mangas of all time. The second season of the anime, I still haven't watched it. I haven't watched
somebody
it
finished it
because I boycotted it. I boycotted it because they took out the best arc of the whole show of the whole story.
Yeah,
like they took out the Goldie Pond arc, and like I'm like I get it if you don't want, spoiler alert, if you don't want the kids killing each other and killing the you don't want the alien creatures hunting the kids, but like at the same time, like that was legit the best part of the story. Like you had these kids outsmarting their hunters and their captors. Like it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they just cut all of that out. And I was like, you know what? Nah, not feeling it.
Yeah.
And the part that I was the most mad about is that the author was cool with it because he was on board. And I'm like, bruh,
no,
what are you doing?
I saw a couple Reddit threads too that definitely co-sign what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm like,
why did this have to go here?
Unnecessary. I can talk about that all night long. I'm get myself frustrated.
But the first season, classic. If you've never watched Promise Neverland, watch that first season. Yeah. I don't know about that second season, but watch that first season.
Yeah. The thing is, so I recommend it because somebody else told me that they had watched all the way through and they really enjoyed it.
Right.
If you read the manga, you're not gonna like the second season. If you haven't read the manga, you'll probably enjoy it because you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
So
for sure. Right.
Take
can't hate what you don't hate.
Yeah, right. You know what? If you don't read manga, go for it.
Right.
It's a good story. Go for it.
I'm gonna throw up Arcane, and I know that you weren't a fan of the art style. The art style.
Yeah.
But I think I like this story, man.
Though. So good.
It's crazy because I think like I don't know if it was Chris, but somebody was talking about how like the show was so good they hoped that the video game had a storyline, but it's not. It's an MMO. It's not like that kind of.
It's a game. It's a shoot. Yeah, it's a shoot 'em up game. Like it's I don't even know what the genre is called, but it's like
like it's like multi online.
It's a
player,
battle royale game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and so it's like it's. The story was so captivating. The animation style, even with the animation style, had a lot of like twist turns.
Yeah.
A lot of good action. And it came out on Netflix, and we didn't. That's back when like Netflix was hit or miss when it came. Actually, I want to say that was after Cowboy Bebop.
We did that. So 10 months ago would have been like what, February?
That was January 31st.
January 31st. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was that's in that we reviewed that like pretty much when it was still running.
Right. And so, I think like everybody was shocked. Like, yo, Netflix put this out. Like, what?
I think the thing is they did a really good job with a video game story.
Yes,
like there really wasn't like it's not a comic.
No,
like
it's no lore for, or it's not that kind of lore.
It wasn't that deep. So I feel like they did such a good job. The writers did such a good job.
Yeah,
with the story that like everybody was like shocked. Like how good it was, because it was like, oh well, they literally like, because everybody knows video games don't really correlate to good movies or good shows for them. Like,
right,
very rarely do they ever get a video game movie right,
because they're gonna have to cut corners.
Yeah, they have to cut corners or make stuff up.
Right,
create lore for characters that people don't really care about.
Right, but I think the thing with this is one, the game was so popular.
Yeah,
but also. A lot of people that weren't gamers, it's how I looked at, again, it's how I looked at Wednesday. It's like, people that weren't Addams Family fans were like, yo, Wednesday is it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Whether they watch Addams Family or not. And I feel like Arcane was like, if you're not a gamer, if you've never touched a game in your life, this story is going to be compelling enough that it don't even matter. You're going to sit down, you're going to binge this whole thing. And I think we all pretty much binged it most of it. Like, yo, what?
It was,
what?
It was so good, and like, that's, Arcane, and it's the thing, is like, you have a good story when you've turned, like you said, when you've turned people into fans when they haven't played or interacted with the original media.
Right.
It's like, I never played the game. It's not my cup of tea.
Matter of fact, I was just, oh Lord, I'm going on the tangent. But I was just watching the Ninja Turtles, the first live action Ninja Turtles movie with April. It came out in like 87.
Those movies are fire. Not gonna lie.
That first, it's just. Okay, this is what it is with Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles, the live action, they didn't know how to necessarily be intelligent with the with the characters of the story, right? So the story is, and this is not the video game at all,
right?
Or the comics, but the story is the Ninja Turtles, along with Splinter, are fighting Shredder, right? Yeah. Shredder, we know Shredder's the bad guy in Ninja Turtles. Here's the problem in the Ninja Turtles movie. Shredder leads a gang of rebel teenagers in a crime syndicate.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're not even like sophisticated crimes. Like, they're like just regular, like Joe up the block or Matthew up the block who like learned karate from this Asian dude.
Yeah, the school bullies.
Yeah, and it's like, how are y'all taking over New York City? Like, what are we talking about?
Clan? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I was like, this is a very, because when I think about the Foot Clan, I think about like even me, I think about the animated shows. Right, it's like, yo, these people is causing terror across the whole of New York, and it's like, I think watching that, that makes me appreciate Arcane. It's like, you know what? We're going to design a intelligent story. It's going to make sense. You're going to have sympathy for people here. Everybody's going to be a scumbag one way or another. So you're going to have to wrestle with, man, like, I think I feel where she coming from. I feel where he coming from.
Yeah.
Anyways, all I have to say, Arcane, dope.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, what else up here?
We've done a bunch of stuff. I mean, we had the really cool opportunity to go down to Kansas City and kick it with the Hashbros.
Yes, I enjoyed that. Dope. I enjoyed that.
So like, if you guys haven't seen that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that was like that whole trip was awesome. Like, you know, the 4 of us went down there, got to interact with them. That was dope.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
No, I enjoyed that one a lot. Outside of that, I'm gonna try to bring it back to current. I do think that Doctor Strange. Okay, I will say that I ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on it, but Doctor Strange was so that was one of our highest watched. We have like 3 highest watched. One of them is Ranking of Kings, which if you don't, you can talk about it if you want. But I want to say the interesting thing about Doctor Strange. So we reviewed it, and it's like still going up. Like it's. I don't know why, but like it's not like we gave like it too much enlightenment. Right. Like, but I think because we were on the opposite side of people saying it was great. Yeah. But then I felt like afterward, people are like, "This is a little odd." Yeah. Because when you see the rest of Phase 4 play out, you're like, "Okay, like I guess like Crazy Wanda. All right, Doctor Strange doing some weird stuff and play the piano. Yeah. It's like."
So speaking of playing the piano, did you see? So there is a game designer, and he's a black dude. Forget his name, but he's pretty popular on social media because he's designing a game that uses musical combat. And so I don't know.
Hey, you got me. You got my pique my attention.
I'll have to show you some clips. Yeah, because a lot of people made claims that fight in Doctor Strange, where like they were throwing music notes at each other, was ripped off of his game.
Yo, first of all,
but like if you watch them,
put that in the notes or something. I'll be definitely
going to watch them side by side.
Yeah,
it's pretty damning. Like it looks almost exactly like they took that fight from his game, from his concept game. Yeah, like because the game that he's designing. You use a sword, but the sword is almost like a wand. Yeah, and like you can shoot out musical notes, and like so you use musical fighting. And like it looks dope, and like the dude he put this together like as his like senior project, or something for his course. Yeah, yeah. And like the game looks amazing. Like it looks super fun, looks super dope. Like the combat looks really intriguing. Yeah. So like of course there were claims that like they had ripped him off. And so like, I thought that was really interesting because that came out like after the fact when people realized, oh shoot, right, like this dude's got a dope concept,
and it also was random. It didn't seem like
it was super random. I'm like
something that was didn't make no sense.
It just got to the end of the Doctor Strange movie was so weird. Like I'm not gonna lie, from start to finish, I was just like, what am I watching, man? Like
and I think like weird. Now, and like I said in retrospect, I'm like, it just doesn't hold up. I think why you know what? It was actually just because it was disappointing. Because that was supposed to be the best out of the sequence of movies that were coming out of that time. Like we knew everybody was going to like Spider-Man, and what it brought, and it definitely brought. But Shang-Chi was a little bit of a surprise. Yeah, and so we didn't know what to get with that. But it was most of it we reviewed it, we liked it. But to have Doctor Strange was just supposed to be like the big dog.
Yeah. Okay. I found it's called Sword of Symphony. Okay. And I'll show you a small clip here, and then if you want to clip it up there, you can. So this is what this gameplay looks like.
Oh, put it near the mic.
What's that?
Put it near the mic, just so I know what it.
So like he's like shooting out music notes, like using music as a fighting technique, and I'll send you the video that was like people were clipping like, oh snap, they stole this mug. Like
it's like I think but one other like my last bit I guess I'll throw up. Why not do it? The last one I would throw up. Look, if you're not watching that new Bleach season, I don't care what we done already ran down the whole first iteration of Bleach for you. That'll be like one of them little banner things or something, or in the comments or description below. This new Bleach season, and since we've watched it, it's only gotten more trifling in a good way. Yeah, for sure. And I think like I am very intrigued. At least especially as far as the anime goes, how they're gonna handle these fights going forward. So typically, like any kind of anime, comic, Percy Jackson, whatever, like when you meet the gods and when you get put on game, you come back an entirely different person, right? This is even like Hercules, like post death in the little animated movie, right? And he's like, okay, now I'm the guy. Like, what did we talk about? So I can't wait to see. Obviously, we know Aizen has a role in a way in the new Bleach arc, and also we know that Courtyard Squads is looking slim. Like we got to figure out how to get some of our numbers up because boys ran through y'all. And so I think I don't know. I'm excited. Definitely watch that. And we talked about that, but I just gotta mention that because I'm like, if you're not watching Bleach, what are you doing? I don't even know. Yeah, be remiss.
My last one I'll throw out is we talked about Blue Lock and Japan's epic run to the World Cup.
They didn't
make it.
Yeah,
they got to the quarterfinals. It was
on penalties, right?
They lost the penalties in Croatia. Yeah. But like, Blue Lock is great. If you haven't watched it, you should. It's dope anime. Yeah. So, and the manga's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, y'all know the slogan: stay colorful. Peace.